What's up, guys? We are back. This is Breathe the Line Broadcast, episode 33. I'm your host, Pegasus Picks, alongside Key 3 Picks and Dravey. We got UFC Louisville. Glad to see the UFC's back on the road. Going to be a relatively quick episode. I'm on vacation right now. It's 3:22 a.m. I'm here live for you guys because there's no weeks off. What do you guys think of the card? Yeah, man of the people is right. I feel like I maybe as well be streaming from Baghdad. I'm like on the balcony of the hotel because the business center is closed up here. So, all right, let's jump right into it here. First fight of the night we have is Puja Tomar versus Rayana Amanda. Odds on these two ladies: Tomar is plus 270 to 290. Rayana Amanda is minus 330 to minus 375. Key low-level girls fight. Break us down first. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that Rayani's the side at anything minus 250 or lower, but minus 375 and what some of these prices have gotten to is kind of crazy. Pooja's trash. She's a quitter. I think that Rayani, if she's any sort of decently smart, she's going to wrestle hard here. There's a pretty stark difference. I think that both of their records are kind of shady and fugazi. But I do rate Rayani somewhat decent. I don't think that she's necessarily a top 15 girl, but I think that she's decent. Pooja, I think that she's probably 3 fights and done in the UFC. So Rayani, I think that she'll get it done inside the distance, probably submission, but the prices are kind of nasty. So I'm passing as of right now, but we'll see what happens throughout the week. Round 2, round 3 is pretty live. Pooja's a quarter.
Throughout the week, I think the fights are tomorrow.
DraftKings FanDuel hasn't dropped shit yet. It's Thursday night.
Really? Okay. It's Friday already. Yeah. Jav, what do you got? Anything different? I have nothing to say on this one. I honestly didn't even look into it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't have much to say. I wanted to bet Amanda when she was around minus 220 or so. I wanted to parlay her with something, but I ended up passing. So I think she probably find a finish, but I don't think Tomar is a complete bomb. Like, she's pretty aggressive, and she's not she's good early, and I mean she's a decent striker. I don't think she's that bad, but her ground game is really terrible. So I think she should be BJJ black belt. If she grapple here, she probably looked like a big favorite. The only problem is she doesn't grapple a lot, so that's kind of my concern here. But yeah, Amanda, obviously, she's the better fighter. She should probably finish, but the price are not good for it. I think at the current price, it's dog or pass. But yeah, UFC debut, and Amanda just got robbed in her last fight. But yeah, man, I think she should look good and she should win this. But on the feet, it can be close early.
Gotcha. All right. Next fight, Cody Stamann versus Taylor Lapilus. I actually forgot to do the full breakdown. Cody Stamann is 34, 5'6", 6'4" reach. Taylor Lapilus is 32, 5'6", with 73 reach. Line on these two gentlemen, plus 228 on Stamann and minus 268 on Lapilus. I'll go first here. I have a bet on Lapilus. I played him minus 195 in a parlay. I think he's going to beat Cody Stamann post to pillar, or pillar to pillar, whatever you want to, or post to post, whatever you want to call it. I think Cody Stamann is going to become discouraged once he can't get his takedowns going. I mean, we've seen this guy Taylor Lapilus. His takedown defense is constantly improved. We saw how good Lauren looked in his last fight in UFC Atlantic City, and he did a pretty good job beating him up for 15 minutes. I mean, he held his own against Bastrat, even though he did get taken down. Bastrat, I think both Loughran and Bastrat are better wrestlers than Stamann. So as long as Stamann doesn't get the takedowns, I think that he'll beat him up on the feet pretty badly. Say Stamann does mix in a few takedowns, I think this could be relatively competitive. I think at this point right now, minus 260 is probably pretty wide. I see it at 310 on some books. That's wide for me. I probably would only played him up to like minus 225. Jav, what do you think? Anything different here for your Frenchman?
Yeah, Lapilus is one of my guy. I like him. He's pretty good. Very good footwork. Pretty good striker. He has good defense. His takedown defense is good, but his get up game is very good. The way he has urgency to get back up. I love that. The only problem with him is he doesn't have much finishing upside at this level, and sometimes he end up being on the cage and getting control for a long period of time, which can be a concern here. And I mean, obviously, Cody Stamen's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think he was a Golden Glove boxer, and he's probably gonna try to shoot takedowns here. So if he's getting takedowns, and I don't think he's gonna get destroyed on the field. I think he can compete a little bit with Lapilus. But Lapilus, he's the better striker. He's better at range, and he has a 9 reach advantage. So that's something that's gonna play a factor here. But if Stamen control him against the fence, land some takedowns, and competitive with the boxing, I can see him winning around here. But yeah, I think the fight's gonna go over at a pretty high clip. So I think the over 2.5 is a good parlay piece, and Lapilus is probably gonna end up winning a decision at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't think you can play this price tag. I think it's gonna go the distance. I think he's gonna win a 29-20 decision. But with these judges, sometimes at minus 260, you don't really want to lay that with a fight that's gonna go the distance. So yeah, I think Lapilus win a decision, but I don't think the price is justified. I think it should be around minus 175, minus 200.
Key, anything different here?
Yeah, no. I think the Lapilus pieces him up. I think that he's just a sharper striker here. It's pretty clear cut. I don't think that Stamen is going to have much of a case to win this outside just potentially some wrestling control. But you have to think after Lapilus' last fight, comes from a good camp. He's definitely been drilling. He's doing all the right stuff. High IQ guy. I think the Lapilus gets it done. This price is kind of wide. Watching the tape, I just couldn't get to minus 195 or minus 200 whenever Lapilus isn't giving me enough KO upside. I need more KO upside to swallow that price. Pause. And so for me, I need more KO upside, and he just doesn't give that. So, and I don't think the Stamen's just going to completely gas out. So I think that Lapilus wins comfortably. But just process-wise, I can't get behind it at these prices.
Yeah, I want a minus 150 to play. Minus 150, minus 160 to play him. And I don't think the Farid fight was a bad look. I think Farid's a very good fighter. And the pace that he pushed in the grappling in that spot was crazy. And he was getting back up, and the thing in that fight is Farid was very successful on the feet because of the takedown. So maybe we see something similar in that spot. But I think Farid's way better grappler than Stamen, and he has probably better cardio to push this type of pace. So yeah.
I honestly think round 3, Lapilus is probably live for a KO. I think Stamen's kind of a quitter, in my opinion.
Really?
Definitely. Yeah, I know he's the Spartan and everything like that. I think later on in his career, he's kind of becoming more of a quitter. I think Lapilus could probably break him down in round 3, but I don't have a bet on that. Like I said, I only have money line.
He never been KO though in his entire career.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know. Something about this fight doesn't make sense. The line is getting this wide for a reason, in my opinion. Let's go on to our next fight. We got Eduarda Moura versus Denise Gomez. Eduarda Moura is 35'6" with 66-inch reach. She's from Jailton, Almeidas. They call her the Brazilian Ronda, like they call him Brazilian Khabib. Denise Gomez is 24'5'2" with 63-inch reach. Line on these two women are minus 185 for Moura and -1 or plus 160 for Denise Gomez. So we're going to talk about Eduarda Moura first. We talk about fighters having an aura. I think she's one of these girls that has an aura. Can you break it down for us? Does she have the aura to beat our girl Denise Gomez? Or I know we've all cashed on Denise Gomez big, both KO and money line. So what do you think? Is she going to get it done, or is she not going to get pushed around by this girl?
I'm a Gomes backer. I put that out earlier in the week, her money line. I think there's also a couple other ways to get creative playing her. Moura's chin up in the air. Bullies get bullied one day. And she's a bully, and she's definitely going to get bullied eventually. I'm not sure if it's this fight, but I think that rounds 2 and 3, Gomes definitely has the potential to end up bullying her. So I think that Moura is a classic front runner. Shit looks sweet whenever she's winning because her wins are in such dominant fashion. That's just her fight style. But whenever things get grimy, I don't think that she's really with the shits. Chin is up in the air. She's pulling guard and shit against people who she shouldn't be having to pull guard against. I mean, it's just classic front runner shit. She's getting away with it because she's fighting low level girls. I couldn't find the tape of the split decision, the 5 round. I know some people say that they did. I couldn't find that tape. But that again, those are other bad looks. I think their cardio is probably going to end up looking questionable. She's missing weight and shit. Just unprofessional. I'm not very high on this girl. I think that she's just a big time front runner. And whenever you see things like this, I think you sort of similar to Mike Malot's situation. Whenever they win, it's super dominant. It looks cool. It's flashy and shit. But the second that they get pushed, that cardio starts to get tested. I think that there's going to be some fold in here. So Gomes hits like a truck. UFC finishes at this level versus high level girls. I rate Yasmin Harigi very, very highly. Cracked her early, knocked her out. I think that Gomes is a classic I don't give a fuck fighter. She feels like a shoot the box fighter, even though she's not. But she definitely feels like one. She doesn't give a fuck. She's going to fight for my money. That's all I can ask for. I got her at plus 170. I'm very happy with that. And any dog odds on her. I think that there's some other cool ways to play her, but we'll keep that in the Dub Club and Discord.
Yeah. Obviously, I agree with you. And I'm trying to be careful on this one because Gomez is my most profitable woman MMA fighter of all time. You know, I cash on her big against Yasmin. I think she was like what plus 300 or something, but I also cashed the under 2.5 in that fight. I play her against Brazil. She was like plus 150, plus 160 when I got her. And I play Hill against her. I fade her against Hill because, you know, Hill's pretty durable, good cardio, a veteran. But, you know, she cracked Hill in that spot and she almost knocked her out early. And the thing that I love about Gomez is she carry her power late. She's pretty strong, not strong, but she's pretty dangerous for women MMA. And she can knock you out in any round. Like he said, Mora has the chin up in the air and she doesn't fought any adversity so far in her career. And I think now, like, she's gonna be facing a girl that hit hard and know what she's doing on the mat. Like, Gomez doesn't have good takedown defense, so I think that's why the line is where it is. You know, every time she got taken down in the UFC, she lost against Luma and Hill, so that's probably why people are thinking she's gonna lose this one. Mora, you know, pretty strong, pretty good wrestler, and I think she has a good ground game. But you know, we don't really know what she's gonna look like when she fight adversity at the end of round 2, round 3. You know. She fought small girls that don't know what they're doing, should not be in the UFC. See, I think now that's a big test for her. I'm not sure she's just gonna take down Gomes and finish her in first round. So if that's the case, and she's getting tired and she's not able to get the takedowns going, you know, on the feet with the chin up, I think Gomes is gonna knock her out as the fight goes on. But don't get too tricky and don't play the KO on this one. I feel like just because I think Gomes is live for a sub. I think if she finishes her round 2, round 3, let's say, it's probably going to be a thing where Mora is tired and she's getting cracked hard, but we're seeing her pull guard, like he said, and things like that. So I feel like she's someone that's going to try maybe find a way to quit. And Gomez, I mean, she had an armbar pretty deep on Hill. She did try some Kimura against Amanda on the Dana White Contender Series. She did some shit against Luma too. You know, she's working her BJJ. I know she has no submission win so far, but she's very looking for one. And in a fight like that, where I think Mora is gonna get tired and probably get finished late, you don't want to lay the KO if she's just dead on the mat and Gomes decide to submit her. So I think KO sub, you play Gome ITD at this price against any woman that has not been tested yet. I think it's a good bet. I think she's also the money line side at plus 160, plus 165. Yeah, so I think you can play Mora at minus 200 here. There's just so many unknowns about her cardio, about her durability, and how she's gonna react against adversity. So yeah, Gomes is a fighter that I want to bet at, that I want to back at these odds. And yeah, she can finish in any round. So, and she's pretty durable herself. So she got a dog in her. So yeah, I like Gomes in this spot.
Am I unmuted now?
You're good.
You're good now.
Yeah, I like Gomes round 2, round 3 KO. I kind of agree with everything you guys said. This girl Morris used to being a bully. She was on the Brazilian regional scene, beating up the smallest girls they could find. She got Montserrat, who was also a very small girl, for 115. Um, Somehow this girl Gomez can crack at 115, find finishes. I think this is kind of one of those things. Either Gomez gets smashed early or smashes this girl late when she quits. I don't think she's been out of round 1 too many times, so that's pretty much a red flag here. I know numbers were kind of crazy for KO round 2, round 3. That's how I would play it personally. Probably going to play it that way. I
You
wish I
didn't
got that.
listen to my breakdown, didn't you?
Which one did you? Wow, which you said submission though? No.
I said don't play the knockout because she can submit her late.
Yeah, well, I mean she could, but she also could just knock her out. And I think now it's getting to plus 900 when it was at plus.
Obviously, she should knock her out. And I'm saying she's
be
going
square,
for submission. She's going for submission in her career, and Murray's looks to be a girl that's gonna get tired. And when you have a fighter that is tired and begging to get finished, you know, Gomez can decide that she want to grab a neck or an arm or something. So yeah,
that's plus one. That's plus one. So that's go. You're saying Gomez by sub, right?
no, I'm saying don't play the KO prop. Play the ITD or play round 2, round 3. Just don't play the KO. She's probably gonna knock her out if she finish, but I'm saying a submission is more alive than people are thinking.
Okay, I was gonna say I would probably put 0.25 on both round 2, round 3 KO, and then just take what's Gomez by decision or by submission straight up. Yeah, plus 2,000 flat. So you could put 25, 25, 25, or 0.25 on all three of those bets and cover yourself pretty well. That's probably how I'm gonna play this one.
That's not the way I play it, but you can do this too.
It's street knowledge, straight off the streets of Baghdad.
The next fight is the fight you have a mic bet on. No? I think
yeah. Oh, I would also like to add. I like both girls. I had a max bet on Mora for her Dana White Contender Series. I think I had 3 or 4 units on minus 225 for that fight. So I definitely think this girl could be the truth at some point, but I'm not sure if it's yet. Next fight, so we're not going to spend more time on these girls. Daniel Marcos versus John Castaneda, Sexy Mexi. Daniel Marcos, 31, 5'7", 69-inch reach. John Castaneda, 32, 5'6", 71-inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, it's been close all week. It's been about a pick 'em. Line, I kind of agree with the line, how the line's been moving. I think it's definitely going to be a closer fight. I've been kind of, after going in the tapes, I was thinking Castaneda leaving, especially at plus odds, leaving tapes. I kind of lean a buy low discount on Daniel Marcos. Marcos is my boy. I think he's great. I think his striking's unbelievable. I think his teep kick is one of the best we've seen. I think his boxing and controlling of range is something special. I was kind of discouraged from betting him because I've honestly bet him almost every single one of his fights so far. And after watching him dick kick Aori Quinn twice and get disqualified or no contest, whatever it was, I was kind of discouraged, thinking this is probably the spot. But looking back at it, unless John Castaneda can get the takedowns going and get Daniel Marcos going backwards, I think Daniel Marcos can look pretty good. Castaneda has shown to slow down in fights. Guys with strong teep kicks like Daniel Marcos, that getting kicked in the stomach over and over again drains your gas tank. I don't care who you are. So if he sticks with that, kickboxing, picking him apart at range, I think he's very live here on the feet. I don't think he's any slouch on the ground either. I know he's got an 86% takedown defense or something like that. And I think he looks. He hasn't given us a reason yet to think that he's going to get subbed here. Obviously, Castaneda could get his back. If that's the case, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But if I remember correctly, Daniel Marcos fought a guy on the Dana White Contender Series. His name is Brandon Lewis. Brandon Lewis is a pretty highly touted black belt. He has I think he's a black belt under Gerardo.
He is 1-1 to the submission. Brandon Lewis.
Brendan Lewis. I think he is, but his head coach, right? His head coach is do a little research into Daniel Hurtado de Mendoza. He is a very good jiu-jitsu specialist. You look into him real quick, and you'll see being a black belt under him is probably no joke. So I don't know. I kind of think that Marcos is probably the side here for me. I haven't played him yet. I've been kind of hoping we can see John Castaneda get a little deeper into, a favorite, maybe minus 110, minus 115, minus 120. And then we'll probably play the Marcos side for 1 or 2 units. Drav, we did Drav next. Key, you go next, then Drav will go last.
Yeah, not much on this fight. I'm not as passionate as y'all two. I think I rate both guys higher than I initially thought pre-tape. I thought the Castaneda was a little bit of a shitter pre-tape. The guy's good. Same thing with Marcos. If Castaneda cannot get chinned at all, I think that he could be on the way to looking pretty decent here. But Marcos he snipes pretty well. His last performance, I think he was on his way to putting on a masterclass against AQ. Davey Grant fight's a little bit of a bad look, but you got to chalk up one weird fight. So I don't know. I'm excited to see both these guys fight. I think this is a really good matchup. I'm glad they put it in front of a crowd.
Drav, what do you think?
Yeah, that's a good matchup. I kind of disagree with a couple of takes that you said, Peg. You're kind of thinking like Marcos is the better cardio, and I kind of strongly disagree with that. I think Castaneda is the one that's going to push the pace, and I think he's going to win the third round at a pretty high clip and potentially finish in round 3. I mean, if you look at Marcos, the Brandon Lewis fight that you're talking about is the fight that he had to defend some takedown and got taken down a little bit. He was gassed very badly in the last 2-3 minutes of that fight. And, Lewis has no stand-up for him compared to Castaneda, and he was not really pressuring anything, but he was making him work. And, yeah, I mean, Marcos was very tired in that fight in round 3. After that, he beat up Oliveira pretty badly. I mean, Oliveira was just throwing spinning back kicks and shit like that. He was not settling anything. I mean, he looked good, Marcos, in that fight, but I think Oliveira looked dog shit, if I'm being honest. And after that, in the grand fight, nothing really happened. I remember we talked about it last podcast, and I think you guys both said that you thought that he lost that fight. And I was not, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm not sure if he won it or lose, but obviously most people think that he lost this fight. He didn't do much at all. And yeah, so that's the thing for me with Marcos. I think he's pretty good, very good striker. I love his jab. I love his boxing. I love his game overall. He has decent takedown defense. But I mean, he's kind of low volume at time. His grappling has not been tested at the UFC level. I don't think he's a guy I love to be in pressure. And he's also likely to slow down in round 3, especially in a high-paced fight. And you have a guy in John Castaneda who's, I think you can compete with him on the feet. It's going to be a close fight standing. Castaneda, the way he switched stances, the way he's pressuring people, he's getting hit a lot, but he's going to push a pace on Daniel Marcos, and also bet Marcos in his last fight against Arki Lang. But Arki Lang's a punching bag. Like, he's decent, but he's a punching bag. He was right there to be cracked. And I think Castaneda defense a little bit better, and Castaneda is going to put him on the back foot. He's going to pressure him, and his style is to break people as the fight goes on. The only fight that he slowed down and got finished is Daniel Santos. But let's put some context into that one. I mean, he almost killed him 3 times. Like, Santos was just a zombie, bro. That was crazy. And he just was exhausted and trying to finish him, and Santos just put an insane pace on him. First of all, that's not something that Marcos do. And normally John is the one that's finishing people late. So he has pretty good cardio. And I mean, he has better experience overall. He fought better people in the UFC. So he fought better competition. I think he's going to shoot takedowns here. And I think his wrestling is pretty underrated. Also, we have never seen someone against Marcos that's trying to mix the wrestling and the striking together. And I think John is doing a pretty good job doing it. So he's going to compete with him on the feet. It's going to be a close fight. The way he switched stances, his head kick, it's pretty nasty. So yeah, I think he's going to get in troubles. Marcos has good low kicks. I think that's one of his principal weapons here. But the way John switched stances, and he's not really worried about the leg kicks, Wood had a ton of success with him against that. But let's put some context into that spot. Wood was his UFC debut on short notice, so he improved a lot since that fight, Castaneda. So he spent a couple weeks for this camp at Factory X, which I think is a pretty good camp for a fighter to prepare against Marcos. Just because guy like Gutierrez, Martinez, like leg kicks guy that are just very good striker. I think it's perfect for him, but that's also at altitude, and I want him to push the pace, to mix in the wrestling, to be here and pressure him. I think that's what he's going to try to do here. And yeah, I think he has all the wrestling, the grappling upside. I think he has the better cardio. He fought better competition. I think it's going to be close on the feet. So yeah, you gave me the guy at plus money that has all these advantages. Give me that all day. Just full disclosure, I bet him at plus 114. So he's now plus 100, plus 101 on some books. I think all plus money is good money here. I think it should be around minus 125 to minus 150. Yeah, so I feel pretty strong about Castaneda. Like I said, if they go the distance, he's going to win the third round at a pretty decent clip. I think Marcos' path to victory, because I don't see him finishing John. His path to victory to me is like a 29-28 decision. I don't think he's going to separate himself, but John, on the other hand, I think he's more likely to finish. I think he can win by KO, sub, or decision. And I think he's going to dominate or finish in round 3. So, yeah, I like him quite a bit here. It's probably my favorite play on the entire card. So, yeah, that's a free bet for you guys on the podcast.
Wow. I love that. I love that breakdown. But depending on how opposite this line goes with Marcos, maybe I can get a better line. Then it'll be me versus you head to head. But I'm probably not. I'm just going to wait and watch this line and see what we get. Next fight, Andrea Lee versus Montana De La Rosa. Andrea Lee, 35, 5'6", 69-inch reach. Montana De La Rosa, 29, 5'7", 68-inch reach. Line on these two ladies right now is Andrea Lee minus 160, Montana De La Rosa plus 140. When the line was, I'll go just first because mine is quick. I don't really have much of an opinion. I think I just would have played Andrea Lee when she was, minus 110, minus 115, whatever she was. I think she was a side there just because of the Maverick fight. She actually showed she had a little bit of a dog in her, in my opinion. Didn't look great, but she
looked bad in the Maverick fight. She looked awful.
She kept getting up though. That's the thing. Like normally, I would have thought she'd be just broken and quit. On the other hand,
my point is she looked awful on the feet. She got outstruck by Maverick. It was a terrible look.
Maverick's on her way up, bro.
Maverick is not a good striker, Peg. She's not a good striker.
Listen. Just let her cook. Just let her cook. She's young. We look at a girl in Montel. De La Rosa. By the way, let me get this out of the way so we can let the professional key go. Montella De La Rosa, Jillian Robertson, JJ Aldrich, Tatiana Suarez, Macy Barber, Ariane Lipsky, Myra Buenasilva, Vivian Arujo. I guess this is I honestly didn't even tape that far back. I probably should have. I guess she fought Andrea Lee years ago.
Okay, Key, you go next.
Probably should have looked into that, but either way, I think at the plus odds, I think this girl has fought, a little bit harder competition. She's a little bit younger. I think you just got to play the dog here, personally. Key, what do you think? Especially with how bad of grappling, like Dravi said, against Maverick, you're getting Montana De La Rosa, the wrestler, at plus 140. I don't know.
She looked terrible on the feet, not on the ground. You're not even listening.
I said she got off. Dude, it's 3 in the morning. I can't listen right now. It's 3 in the morning. I'm taking Montana De La Rosa plus odds. That's my pick. Key, what do you think?
I think that this is a shit fight. I wanted De La Rosa at like bigger odds. I think that both are pretty washed and cooked. It's kind of funny because De La Rosa is young, but I honestly don't care about this fight. Lee looked great in their first fight, but I don't think that we're getting that same version of Lee, so it's hard to back her at minus 150 plus. Like I'll pass. So there's not many ways. I don't think there's many ways to get creative playing this. I don't think many like the other has finishing upside. So yeah, this is a pretty easy pass fight for me.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't want to play any side on the money line. I think it's kind of a shit show, but Yeah, I think Lee's wash. Just being honest, like she's getting old now. What, she's 35. She looked. I'd back her against Maverick because I thought that she was going to be able to get back up, which she did, and she landed some takedowns herself. But I didn't expect her to get fucking beat up like that on the feet. Like not beat up, but you know what I mean. She got struck. She's not trusting herself anymore standing. Like she got her shit fucking beat up against Natalia Silva, and I think that fight took a lot of her confidence because she kind of got robbed against Barber. She looked good there, a year or 2 months ago. Then she got beat up against Silva and looked bad on defeat against Maverick after that, and now she's 35. So yeah, I don't know, man, but that's a fight where she should look good on the feet. But since the last fight happened, I think Montana improved it more on the feet. But yeah, I mean, Montana's decent wrestler, but in the first fight, she was not able to control Lee on the mat, and Lee won 30-27, did way more damage, and beat the shit out of her on the feet, basically. But now she's 35, Montana's 29, so you have the young on Montana, career trajectory maybe, but she's on 3 fight losing streak. Lee's on the 4 fight losing streak, my bad. So yeah, I don't know, bro. Like it's hard for me to think that Montana's gonna win after watching the first fight. But even then, I'm saying her striking improved, and she's much younger now. Lee's kind of washed, and you have Montana plus 140. You know how I feel about these rematch. These rematch sometimes they don't go the same way. So I think Montana's gonna win this one, but I'm not confident at all. I think they're gonna go over though, that's for sure. But I'm not like passionate about either side.
It's fair. I think it's a dog shit fight. Next fight, Brackettona versus Jesse Butler. Brackettona, 32, 5'6", 65-inch reach. Jesse Butler, 32, 5'10", 73-inch reach. Odds right now on these guys. We got Brackettona minus 625 to minus 700 in some books. Jesse Butler plus 450 to plus 490. I'll go first real quick. I like Brackettona inside the distance. I know he's a decision guy. I know it's a hot take. Watching Jesse Butler get slept like Andy's home, like from Toy Stories, and getting slept against the cage against Jim Miller. Sure, Jim Miller cracks hard and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just seeing a knockout like that, and knowing that Brackettona is probably going to throw like a high volume pace. If you go back and watch his Cody Gibson fight, he won that fight. People say like quoted as like a highly touted fight. They both got a contract there. But all Brackettona did was beat the shit out of him for 15 minutes, in my opinion. You go back and look, we've seen Brackettona sub guys like Bryce Mitchell back in the day. So he's got 1 KO and I think it's 3 subs. So, I mean, I think there's some high upside here. I think it's plus 300 for Brackettona inside the distance. So you're getting a guy at minus 600 and actually minus 800 on Jazz bets. You're getting a guy at minus 600 to minus 800, and you get his finishing upside at plus 300. I don't know. Seems a little wide for me. Wouldn't hate putting like half a unit on that or something. It's probably how I'd play it. Jav, what do you think? You muted.
It's not plus 200 on ITD. It's plus 155, bro.
Oh. Okay. So
yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't like Brackettona to finishing someone at plus 155. He's a decision machine. I think he probably won a decision, but the decision prop is minus 185. So fuck that. But yeah, I think you can play Katona around 2-3 if you want. But yeah, to me, it's really a shit show. It's a level 5, but I think it's the first time Butler dropping to 135, which is going to be interesting to watch how they look on the scale. You know, Katona's the much better fighter, much better grappler. Butler does a ton of mistakes on the mat, but, you know, he's going to look like he's going to be way bigger here and he's going to hit harder. So, yeah, man, I don't know, dude. That's a shit show, but Katona at minus 600 against anyone. It's hard to trust. He has unlikely finishing upside, but I think you win a decision here. But all the prices to me are very, very nasty.
Yeah, I think I see plus 200 is the best on Bovada for the finish, whether it be KO or submission. I don't hate that number, but like you said, the finish would definitely come later, in my opinion, probably round 3. You can maybe do 0.25 on Katona by subs plus 450. Katona by knockout, plus 450. You could probably put 0.25 on both, and you're kind of just you see where that goes from there. You'll make what 0.75 units or lose 0.5 units. He wins by decision like he normally does. But I don't know. I'm gonna look at ways to play it. Probably look into that later. Key, anything for you?
No, pass fight. Keep it moving.
Oh, you don't like? Oh, you're not interested in Brackatona at minus 800, Key?
Key, is not Cationa your boy? I know you like him, bro. Like,
The
what's
fuck
going
out
on
of here,
now?
man. I'm not watching this guy wrestle fuck and lay and pray for 3 rounds. Fuck that.
Jesse Butler isn't even UFC caliber, in my opinion. So,
But Key, I was sure after Tough you was liking him. No cap. I thought you liked him.
I like Katona, but I like him in matchups that produce any sort of violence or for him to actually show how good he is. This isn't one of those matchups.
All right, that's
very
fair.
fair. All right, next fight. The People's Fighter, Charles Radke. 33, 5'9" with a 72-inch reach. He's fighting Carlos Prates, 30, 6'1", 78-inch reach. He goes by the Nightmare. He's got Muay Thai written across his chest. I don't know why they don't call him Carlos Mr. Muay Thai Prates, because I mean we see him fight and you see how he is on the feet. I'll let Key go first since I know Prates is Key's boy. I mean, the way you got to play this is dog or pass if you play the money line, and you got to play KO round 2, round 3 for Prates, right? After we saw the low volume early last fight. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, Prates is my guy. But after watching Trevin Giles give him issues, I'm not rushing to play his money line. I think that he's a bad minute winner at this level. Radke is enough of a fighter to win some minutes. He's gonna try to fight in general. He's a good grappler. He does hit hard. I don't think that he chins Prates or anything, but I think the Prates win condition in a lot of these fights are gonna be KO or bust. Just because he's content with making his reads early. I hate the downloading data saying, but it's true. He makes his reads, he figures you out, and then he snipes you. So I'm on KO. I think that he gets a KO here. His teeps are nice. I mean, he's a beautiful striker. I just wish he put out a little bit more volume so I could trust him from a money line perspective. But getting KO at plus odds is gonna look like a gift early on in his career.
What do you think if Radke comes out here and wrestles his ass like he says he's gonna sub him? What do you think of that?
Prates stays calm in a lot of grappling situations. I think that he'll be just fine. I think that Radke could win a round or two, but I think the Prates is going to put his ass out.
Jav?
Yeah, I don't agree with the market here. I mean, Prates was minus 260 against Giles. Giles, I know you said he didn't look good on minutes in that spot, but let's put some context into this. Like, Giles is a very good fighter when he's not getting knocked out. He has good jab. He's pretty physical, and he's not easy to look good against, Like, he was competitive against almost everybody that he fought. And prior to that fight, if you look, the loss of Giles, it's almost all very, very high-level competition, like Duplessis and Morales, all these prospects and champions and all that, So I think he's not an easy guy. And Prates fought him in his UFC debut, and he knocked him out. Like, no, he didn't look good on minutes, but he still found the kill shot. So yeah, I play Prates in that fight. I play him. So I play Prates KO plus 135, and I play round 2 plus 400 against Giles. And so Radke in his last fight, I play him at plus 170 against Urbina, and I play the ITD. So I play Radke plus 172 against Urbina, and I play the ITD at plus 300. So now you're telling me that. So I guess now the price has closed. What is it now? Let me just check. So now the price to me is a little bit more accurate. But yeah, he was around minus 170, minus 175 before a couple days ago, which I don't agree with. So I don't think he should be a smarter favorite that he was against Giles than he's now against fucking Radke. I understand that he didn't look great in the first round, but again, that was his UFC debut, And Radke was a massive underdog against Urbina, was not good and was right there to get knocked out. So yeah, I cashed on Radke there, and then the market's telling me that Radke is going to be a tougher fight than Giles, which I just don't agree with. So yeah, I think Radke's maybe going to have some moments and win some minutes. But yeah, I mean, Price is a fighting nerds guy, and I think it's one of, I mean, to me, it's one of my favorite camp right now. He's a pretty nasty striker. He has big power. He's super precise, and he has sneaky BJJ. I think he has pretty good takedown defense too. So yeah, I don't rate Radke wrestling that high. And like I said, Prade's takedown defense is good. Training with good BJJ guys also at his camp. He has pretty good scrambles when they fight in the mat. Good get up game. So I'm not worried about the grappling, the wrestling here. So on the feet, he has a good chin. Prade's. I think he's more durable than Radke. And something that I've not heard people talk about is two things. First of all, Prade's rolls with shot pretty well standing, and Radke is kind of weak to the body. If you look the fight that he got knocked out, he got hurt to the body with knees, and he got hurt and finished. I don't know if you've seen Prade's goes to the body with knees and shit like that, but he's nasty with it. So yeah, I think he's sometimes, yeah, I know he can be low volume and all that, but he can fight close when he doesn't fight finish. But like you said, he's kind of a sniper, and he's willing to lose minute to find his read and then find the kill shot. So yeah, I think like he has nasty head kicks, good leg kicks. He's a southpaw, and he has a laser straight left hand, bro. Like, it's crazy. So I like his knees in the clinch and all that. And I think that like Radke is a good fighter, underrated power. I back him in his last fight. I like him. Good ground game, but I just don't like the way he try to make fight goes to the mat. And yeah, so the problem here is if he doesn't get the fight to the mat, Prade's the better striker, more power. And yeah, I think he's gonna have a ton of success with knees in this matchup. When Radke's trying to close the distance, he's right there too, hitting in his face. So yeah, man, he's gonna need to try to close the distance here. And yeah, I think Prade is gonna knock him out, and probably with like a knees. He's gonna hurt him with a knee and then finish him with like body shot or something. I have it.
What round? Round 1, round 2, round 3?
I think it's gonna be round 2 again. He doesn't.
So round 2 is plus 450. I like that too. I said round 2, round 3 is probably the way to play it.
It really depends on like if Radke come here and just put the fight on him right away and try to finish him, like he might just get sniped right away. But it really depends on Radke. But I think it's gonna come in round 2 again. Yeah, I think it's gonna really be sketchy for the over 1.5. Like, I'm not sure it go over or under. I think it goes under 2.5, but the over 1.5 can be a good way to play it. Radke's durable, but when you get tired and when you get hit to the body, I think Prade is gonna put it on him and finish him like late round 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking about putting half a unit round 2, half a unit round 3 to have a unit total. I liked obviously the KO prop. I was gonna wait for commercial books, but obviously in Europe, so I can't even get them. I didn't realize that. So it's plus 100 now. There's nothing, I mean, plus 100. I think me and Drav were talking earlier in the week in our group chat. I think we said it's going to be minus 110 come fight day, the KO for Prate. So we're kind of looking right on the money with that. Yeah, I'd probably have to put a half a unit round 2, half a unit round 3, make a little bit of profit if he finishes one of the two, or get fucked if he wins in round 1. But I think that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next fight. Next fight is People's Main Event, Thiago Moises versus Ludovic Klein. Thiago Moises is 29'5'9" with a 70-inch reach. Ludovic Klein, 5'7", 72-inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, it's pretty close to a pick'em, so we have another close bout here. Thiago Moises anywhere from plus 107 to plus 110, plus 115. Ludovic Klein minus 127 to minus 135. Drav, I know you gave out Thiago Moises as a free play this week. I'll have you go first. Is this a buy low spot on Thiago Moises? Because the guys he loses to are pretty good, and we've seen Ludovic Klein subbed 2 or 3 times in the UFC. So is Moises going to be live for his sub here? Because that's kind of the way I like to see to play this one. What do you think?
Yeah, actually, Klein has been submitted one time in the UFC. That was against Nate Landwehr at 145, where he got like broken and finished. But now I like him better at 155. I think Klein's pretty decent. I don't think he's bad by any mean. Good striker. He looks to be on good vitamins. He's nasty. Decent takedown defense, I'll say. But then you're looking against like who did he really defend takedowns against? And he really never really fought a good wrestler or a good grappler like Moises. Like Moises grappling is pretty legit. And so yeah, and another thing is I think the fight, like Moises can compete with him on the feet. The time Moises lost, he lost to high level guys, obviously, but also he's getting like pressure cooked when he's losing, or he's losing to guys that he can't have grappling success against, like BSD or Makhachev, because they're just stronger and better grappler than him. So in that fight, I think he's a better grappler. Obviously, I think he has all the wrestling upside, but Klein is probably gonna come out there and try to wrestle with him. Like he land takedown in almost every single fight. Klein, he's a good wrestler, but when he gets on top, he's not really comfortable, and he put himself in bad position. Even against Bahamondes, like he was in some arm bar and shit. Against Jai Ardbird, some bad situation on the ground. Like if Moises get on top, bro, he's gonna put it on him. Like Moises, good grappler, good back take. And Moises is very dangerous off his back. So if Klein shoot takedown here, he's in trouble. And on the feet, Moises is a good striker, bro. I was kind of surprised going back in 2 tapes. Like Moises is not a guy that I really bet recently. Obviously, I bet BSD against him pretty big. I bet Moises by sub against Costa. So that's the last time, I think. Oh, I bet Alvarez against him too, but Alvarez was what? Plus? No, I don't think I did that. That was too. No, I'm not sure. It was 2021, too far away. But yeah, man, I mean, he's getting, when you lose BSD, Joel Alvarez, Islam Makhachev, Damir Ismagulov when he was in his prime, Benil Dariush, that's his loss in the UFC. Dariush was his UFC debut, grappler that he couldn't, like he was not able to have grappling success. Damir Ismagulov, better striker, and he had really good takedown defense back then. He was a very good fighter. Makhachev, obviously, you don't need a story here. Alvarez, big ass dude that pressure cook him and finish him. And BSD, again, bro, I mean, he got cracked pretty bad, BSD, in that spot, bro. I was scared as shit in the first round. Moises put it on him too, but BSD was able to break him. Too strong, too big for him, and he broke him on the ground. But Klein's gonna try to strike with him, and Moises is good on the feet. I love his low kicks. I love his body kicks. He did good against Costa standing. He did good against Hernandez. He beat Alex Hernandez in a striking match when Alex Hernandez was still good in 2021. He also beat Bobby Green, and I mean, he outstruck Bobby Green in the first round, and they were very competitive on the feet, and it's hard to look good against Bobby Green, especially in 2020. So yeah, I think Moises can compete on the feet with Klein. I think he's going to try to wrestle here, and we've not seen anyone at 155 try to grapple Klein. And I think as the fight goes on, you have to be on Moises here. Klein's susceptible to slow down, especially if he's getting grapple. So yeah, and he's going to shoot takedowns, and he can get like caught with a knee bar or a heel hook or a arm bar or something. Moises is pretty crafty off his back. So yeah, if they go to a decision, I think it's going to be very close, but I favor Moises to sub. And Klein is live to a KO, but my problem with that is he doesn't pressure like all these guys that I talk about. He did that in his last fight against the bum that is a punching bag and had nothing for him. But yeah, he doesn't do that normally. He's shooting some takedowns, he's patient, good striker, good head kick. But yeah, I don't think he's going to just go out there and pressure fuck Moises. That's just not his game. So I think Moises plus money doesn't make sense here.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. I have no interest in this fight. Pass fight for me.
Winning though, who's winning here?
Flip a coin. If Klein's still with a good doctor. I think Moises got
doctor, all right.
Yeah, but Key, you know what? Moises bigger than him. At first,
Moises is bigger than him, but he's more fragile. I think that Moises has some durability concerns. I think that Moises is a good front runner. I'm not really too interested in this fight one way or the other. I think that Klein also has some confusing performances, but I'm not really sure what to think here. Both guys are athletic. Moises has real grappling upside. We'll just for me, it's a complete pass.
All right, well then play draw plus 6,600. think that's the way you got to play it, Key, if I'm you. Next, I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna end up playing Moises at some point as well. Looking into his sub, I kind of thought the books were gonna fuck up and give us like a really wide sub line, but I think they only gave plus 300 if I checked correctly.
Yeah, it's around that.
Yeah, plus 310. Yeah, see, honestly that's not wide enough for me. Probably just gonna better off playing his money line. Probably be joining you there, Drav, but I'm gonna wait and see where this
plus 350 on DK.
Yeah, I can't get that. I don't get back from Europe till Saturday at 10:30, so I'll be watching the fights on the plane, which would be kind of cool. Next fight here, Punahele Soriano versus Miguel Baeza. Everyone's got to remember, bad look alert, 1-4 in his last 5, and dropping in weight. This is a welterweight bout. It's not Punahele Soriano at minus 185. Punahele Soriano, 31, 5'11", 73-inch reach. Miguel Carmel Thunder Baeza, 31, 6'2", 75-inch reach. He's at MMA Masters. Right now, line of these two gentlemen, Punahele Soriano, plus 165. Miguel Baeza, minus 190. I like Miguel Baeza here. I think the grappling upside is going to be probably pretty wide. I saw a lot of people on Twitter playing Baeza by sub. I don't hate that idea. I actually like it. I kind of think this is a bounce back spot for Baeza. Like we talked about, Punahele Soriano you're kind of counting on a guy to get a knockout against a guy who's been relatively chinny, but Baeza is the better athlete. He's the better fighter. Honestly, him at minus 150 was stealing. I didn't tape him early enough. Minus 190, probably wouldn't play it here. I probably look to play Miguel Baeza inside the distance. I think it's the way to play it. Also, I forgot to add Klein and Moises. I played under 2.5 plus 155, and that's now minus 110. So I want my cookie for that. Join the Telegram. Key. What do you think for this one? Miguel Baeza, Soriano. Soriano going to find the knockout, or is Baeza going to stun?
I think Baeza puts on a master class. I think that he's a faster guy. Grappling upside heavy. We seen him compete in and I think that was the Philly promotion. It was at not Fury.
Fury Pro Grappling.
Yeah. So we saw him compete and get a win there. Chin issue still a concern. Soriano was slow at 185. You're damn right he's going to be slow at 170. I think the Baeza is going to cook him. I have, I believe, close to 2.5 units on Baeza total through different props. I think that he's the side. It's hard to trust at minus 190, though, I'll be honest. Coming off of 3 losses with anybody, that's just a tough sell unless they're championship level losses. But I think that he is the side. Puna is on his way to the PFL. That's the Extreme Couture pipeline. Ray Sefo over there, he's going to sign him. So Puna will be just fine.
Yeah. Job.
Yeah, Baeza's the way better fighter. Faster, longer, taller, all that. Grappling upside, more volume, better cardio. But it's just hard to trust him at this price because of his chin, because of the 2 years layoff. But he's obviously the way better fighter. But Soriano has one thing, and he hit very hard. And I don't know how he's going to look on the scales. I don't know how he's going to perform at 170. That's the first time he's dropping down in weight. I don't think that's going to help. I don't think that's going to help his cardio. But if he carries power late and he's in good shape, Soriano is more durable and he hit hard. And Baeza can look good and then get cracked. So I think Baeza can knock him out. I think he can submit him. I think Soriano can knock him out. That's probably his path to victory. I like the under here. I think it's gonna. I love some violence, but the price is kind of cooked now. But I think someone's gonna get put out or sleep. Baeza's sub is not a bad look, but dude, the price is fucking ugly. Everybody's betting that. I was liking it when it opened, but now the price is not good whatsoever. Soriano knockout is a good look. It's like plus 300 if you like him. I think that's pretty decent.
Say that last part again, Drop. I was kind of cutting out. You like Baeza inside the distance?
No, I say I like the under 2.5, but it's kind of cooked now.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think Baeza is probably going to finish him.
Yeah, I don't know. Minus 110. May look into that one. Haven't really decided yet. I mean, I saw people got plus 800 on him by sub, which is fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
I saw the price. I don't think it's crazy though. Like he only has one submission. He grappled in some of his fighting. He's a BJJ black belt and just did a grappling tournament. I think he's alive for the sub. But I was expecting
Yeah.
some around plus 800 and maybe some other book to like plus 1,000. Then I will have played it. But at plus
Now it's
400,
plus 300. Now it's plus 300.
it's ugly. It's disgusting.
Yeah, so I think you just play minus 110 instead of distance. Next fight.
Minus 110 is not good. I mean,
No,
why?
no.
I mean, it's just play the violence, but the price is gone too. So I guess Soriano KO has probably the most value now on the prop for me.
Yeah. Next fight, Julian Marquez versus Zach Reese. Julian Marquez, 34, 6'2", 72-inch reach. Zach Reese, 30, 6'4", 77-inch reach. Odds on these two guys right now, Julian Marquez anywhere from minus 135 to minus 145. Zach Reese anywhere from plus 115 to plus 120. I'll go first just because mine's quick. I played Julian Marquez money line. I think that but there was with playing Julian Marquez at chalk in 2023 on my or 2024 on my scorecard or my bingo sheet. No, but here we are. I think it's more of a fade Zach Reese than it is playing Julian Marquez. I think he's got wrestling upside. He's got grappling upside. He's got punching upside. He's got chin upside. He's just a better all-around fighter. He's got real UFC competition experience. You know, he's a dog. He loves throwing bombs. I mean, his chin, he eats crazy bombs too. Outside of like a fluke sub armbar in round one, which is basically Zach Reese's only way to win any fucking fight. I just don't see it happening. I probably would play this guy to plus one or minus 150, minus 135 is a good bet. That's what I played him at. Julian Marquez the side here, in my opinion. What do you think, Jav?
Yeah, I think Marquez is gonna beat him up, but the way everybody's agree with it, everybody's on Marquez. I don't like it. Yeah, I really don't like it, considering the layoff, the injuries, and Reese is
Everyone
dangerous.
was on Islam sub too. Don't forget about that one.
Yeah, and you almost lost the fucking bet by 2 minutes. Remember that too. but yeah, I mean, when everybody's on something like that, I don't like it. But I think Marquez should be fine here. He took it some times away, but he switched gym. He's at the MMA lab now, which I love. He looks to be super motivated. If you look on Instagram, that's a big step down in competition for him. Yeah, Reach just got
Is he
exposed.
at MMA lab or fight ready?
He's at MMA lab.
Okay. I thought he was at fight ready for some reason. I don't know why.
No, MMA lab. So yeah, Reach just got exposed only 6 months ago. First pro loss, coming back after that. And yeah, Marquez takedown defense is not good. So I guess he could potentially get some takedowns, but I don't really rate his wrestling game. And yeah, Marquez submission is pretty good. Like he has good guillotine, good front chokes, decent RNC. But yeah, I mean, I think Marquez is gonna end up submitting him. I think after a round, it's all Marquez. Yeah, I like him overall here. Like he did good in the first round against Marc-André Barriault. He won the first round on all the 3 judges' scorecard against Barriault, and he beat him up in the clinch early. But then Barriault break him with pace, pressure, and he break him as the fight goes on, which is not something Ree's gonna try to do. He's gonna try to finish him in the first round, and if he doesn't, he's gonna be in trouble. And I think Marquez is pretty hard to finish. Reese, I ain't no Robocop. I'll say that. I think Marquez win this.
Okay. Key, anything from you here?
Marquez at MMA lab, probably on whatever good doctor they have tapped in over there. We know that they're known for some good drugs. Cannonier's 40 years old and looks like he's 28. That tells you everything you need to know about that camp. Cannonier also went from fat ass in Alaska to bodybuilder in a few years. So this is in my opinion, Marquez spot. I played Zach Reese under fantasy scoring prize picks in his debut. That cash easily thanks to Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage is a part of the Key 3 Picks gym. He, after the Malkoun DQ loss and slamming Reese on his goddamn head, I'm officially a Cody Brundage guy. So Zach Reese is ass. I think he's another classic case of a front runner. Marquez is a dog. I know that he has some bad losses, but like it's not because he didn't stop fighting. The guy fights.
Yeah, that dog in him.
Yeah, so he's got that dog in him. It seems like this camp has been a good mental reset for him based off of interviews and social media. It seems like he's genuinely reset mentally after the James Krause flare and all that crazy shit that happened and Glory just sort of blowing up. So I think this is a good reset for him. I think it's a good get back spot. I'll give this out for free. I didn't drop this on Tori yet, but -125 is what I played money line. I'm very, very much happy with that. I think that he's good anywhere inside of -150.
Nice. All right, next fight: Bruno Ferreira versus Dustin Stuffoltz. Bruno Ferreira, 31, 5'10", 72-inch reach. Stuffoltz, 32, 6 foot, 75-inch reach. Right now, line on these two guys is you can get Ferreira anywhere from -275 to -300. You can get Stuffoltz anywhere from +220 to +235. Bruno Ferreira round 1 KO. Next fight, right? I think that's pretty much going to be the only answer here. Bruno Ferreira going to probably knock him out in the first round. That was supposed to happen last fight for Stuffoltz against what's his name? Soriano. That was supposed to be the setup. It's exactly, that's what the UFC loves doing for him, is just setting him up for a first round KO to promote the next guy. But Soriano obviously got his shit choked. And now he's skidding down to 170. I don't know. I kind of think there's no way to play this fight. I mean, I think round 1 KO is -200. So I just wouldn't. I just would just enjoy the knockout. Huh?
Round 1 KO is +190 on Bet365. I don't know what it is on Bet Online.
I thought it was favorited for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know, dude. I'm shot. It's like 4:30 now.
Round 1 KO is +150 on Bet Online, but you can get +190 on other books.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that bet. I think that's the way to play this one, but I don't even know if I like it that much to play a round and a method at +190. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think under 1.5 and Stolfus money line is a free ride. Like Ferreira is, if he win, it's gonna be in the first round probably. He has about 5 to 6 minutes of cardio. He looked dead in some fight after 4 minutes, but he has big power, is dangerous early. Stolfus is super hittable early, but he's a good grappler. Stolfus, he's strong, he's tough, and he's improving now. He spent a couple weeks of his camp at Extreme Couture, which I love for middleweight. And yeah, I mean, he fought better guys overall. I mean, Ferreira fought Robocop, but and Oz, but I just feel overall, if Stolfus make it past 4 or 5 minutes, I think it's all Stolfus. And if he dies, he's gonna die early. So if you play the under 1.5 and Stolfus, you kind of have a free ride here. But I think Stolfus is live to finish him early round 2 or end round 1. But yeah, I think overall Bruno's probably gonna knock him out. But yeah, I mean, he was very hittable against Soriano as Stolfus, but he showed us a couple of times that he's able to take some damage and come back in fights, and I think that's a fight where he needs to take damage early and but survive 4 minutes, bro, and you got this. Maybe 6. I think Ferreira can be good for like 6 minutes, but all of his fight went under 1.5 too. So yeah, I like the under 1.5. It's like what, -135 or something.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised it's not chalked. I didn't even look into that. I'm surprised it's not chalked. I'm very confused onto why that's so doable. That's interesting. I might have to play that. Thank you, Drav. I didn't even notice that. Key, anything different for you?
I think Bruno knocks him out. I have 2 units on Bruno through some different props on Underdog Fantasy and some more places. Think that he KOs him. Think that that's the only way that he justifies his price tag, obviously. Stolfus is a weird fighter. Oh, no. Gotten some weird matchups here. For me, it's more of a value thing. So I run where the value's at, and the value's in Bruno on apps. So that's where I'm at.
All right, cool. Next fight is Rahul Rosas Jr. versus Ricky Tercios. Rahul Rosas Jr. minus 250, 19, 5'9", 6'7" reach. Ricky Tercios 31, 5'2", 71" reach. Ricky Tercios anywhere from plus 190 to plus 200, I think, right? And actually, yeah, plus 90, plus 200. You got Rahul Rosas Jr. anywhere from minus 214 to minus 250. First time this fight came out, I played Ricky Tercios plus 205. Second time this came out, I did not play it. I think Rahul Rosas probably the side here. Now he's getting what, 16 weeks to train for the same guy or something like that. I mean, at this point, you don't fuck this up. It's this young man's fight to fuck up. I don't think Ricky Tercios is a world beater or anything. Key, you think anything different here?
I think there's a reason why they want this matchup so fucking bad. It's a step up while still giving Rosas somebody that technically he really is probably better than from a grappling standpoint. Tercios gets taken down. I think Rosas is actual like really, really good grappler. I think that he has to fill in the rest of his game as he matures, but grappling wise, I think that he's really, really good. So I expect for him to look great here. I have 1.5 units on him through apps. Again, go where the value's at. I think that what's win by decision here for
win
Rosas?
by decision
Rosas?
is for Rosas. Win by decision is plus 200. Actually, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too crazy. I don't think I think that Tercios is a good enough defensive grappler to not necessarily get subbed. I think that we could see a situation that's similar to Rosas Dana White Contender Series fight, where there's just a lot of top time, a lot of back control, but he just doesn't necessarily get it. But I don't know. Being in front of a crowd seems to do something to the kid. He came out and starts. Terrence Mitchell had like fucking 8 units on his money line there, so. I hope that he continues to get some good matchups because I think that he's actually a decent prospect. I think that C-Rod is just an absolute hammer.
I mean, C-Rod's a savage. That was a tough fight to get, honestly. So young. He's a killer.
Oh, and I do have to say, I got Rosas at fucking minus 126 there versus C-Rod, and I'm still in pain about getting that type of CLV and losing the bet like that on the ultra prospect that's supposed to fucking take over the sport. So that's absolute bullshit. But Rosas for the win here.
Yeah, it's all right. I had
He's
BSD
still your
minus
boy after
130.
that. He's still your boy.
Yeah, that's still my boy. I got the reference. Don't worry, Jav. What do you think for this one?
I don't have a strong read on this one. I think over two and a half or 5 go the distance. If anything, Tercio's good enough grappler and he's good at scram. Like he has bad takedown defense, but he has good scrambles. He's durable. He has good cardio, and I think there's potential where he's gonna take over in that fight. Rosas like on the feet, he's nothing that I'm liking. He's super young. He's likely to slow down in fights. And if Tercios scramble, get back up, scramble, get back up. Tercios, like I said, bad takedown defense, but good cardio, tough dude, decent get up game, and good scrambles. So I think overall, to me, Tercios is the side, but I just don't like his optics. I don't like sometimes he throws a lot of volume, sometimes he doesn't. It's kind of hard to kind of gauge. And a year and 6 month layoff. Now the fight is rescheduled, but not at high altitude, which obviously favor Rosas. So yeah, I think now it's Rosas' fight to lose. But yeah, I think Tercios is more live than what people think. But yeah, Tercios plus 200, I think it's a good bet. GTD or over 2.5 is pretty decent too. But yeah, I'm not too confident on this fight.
I'm getting eaten fucking alive by mosquitoes right now. Killing mosquitoes. Sorry about that, Jav.
Oh, good. What's next?
Next fight, Dominic Reyes versus. Yeah, I know, dude. It's 4:30 in the morning. Dominic Reyes versus Dustin Jacoby. Dominic Reyes, 34, 6'4", 77" reach. Out of the Elevation Fight Team. Dustin Jacoby, 36, 6'3", 76" reach. Right now, line is Dominic Reyes plus 200, Justin Jacoby minus 235. way to play this fight, I played the under 2.5. I think someone gets finished here. We saw Dominic Reyes is literally falling apart. And I think that if he does win, he wins probably by knockout, in my opinion. I think he definitely could touch the chin Jacoby and put him out, but I also think Jacoby could also touch the glass chin. Jacoby knocks out guys who have a glass chin outside of Alonzo Menifield. So I don't know. I think the under is pretty good play here. I played it as a parlay. I don't know what odds I got. I think I played it.
Yeah, you're getting River Sylvie on it. You got minus 200, I think.
I fucking love that. That means it's gonna hit. All right. Yeah, I played minus 200. Yeah, I played minus 200 on that. Minus 2.5. Minus under 2.5, not 1.5. Just to be clear.
Yeah, it's still 2.5.
That's the way I think. That's the way this happens. I think someone's going out here. I think they're either trying to set up Reyes to have a bounce back in his career at this point, or they are setting up. They're just going to watch him get smashed, and he'll be in the PFL with Puna Soriano soon. Draw anything different?
Yeah, me and you talked about this fight a couple days ago. I told you I like the GTD at plus 200, and you said you were on the under minus 200. The market agreed with me because now the under 2.5 is minus 150. But I ended up passing on the fight overall. I just feel like there's some question mark on it. I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. Reyes' chin seems gone, but then if you put some context into it, he got knocked out with a spinning back fist from hell against Yuri, but then how you come back after that, it's pretty hard to know. And then he got fucking nuke against Ryan Spann. And now, I mean, Jacoby is not a big power puncher. That's kind of my thing here. He's more of a point fighter, and Menifield is more easy to knock out than Dom Reyes, in my opinion, too. So Menifield is right there to be cracked, and he was not able to finish him. He got hurt multiple times in that spot. I think Jacoby's chin starting to go too. I think he looked good on minutes, but sometimes he gets cracked. So I think Reyes is live to knock him out, though. I'll give you that. But I think Jacoby is probably going to win the decision here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Maybe I go Jacoby decision. But, I mean, I play Menifield against Jacoby at plus 220 or something like that. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I think Reyes is live to knock him out. But Jacoby probably is going to win a decision to me. So, yeah, I don't have the most confident take on this one.
Key, what do you got for us, my man?
Yeah, I believe like either half or 1 unit on Jacoby right now through apps. He's an all-time loser. He just figures out how to lose. Honestly, it's pretty fucking funny. Wrestling against Mirzakhanov. After he had him dead, funniest shit in the world. I did bet Khalil Roundtree in that fight. I won't say who I think won.
I play Jacoby, bro.
But I'm happy that lifted Roundtree to the run that he's on right now. So yeah, Jacoby's a confusing guy. Should have beat Alonzo Menifield too. He just figures out ways to fumble. But honestly, I'd probably play my girlfriend at plus 200 against Dominic Reyes right now. So at this point, like, if he can't tap against Dominic Reyes, who is probably going to be gun shy after getting flatlined, 3 times in a row now, took a break in 2023. It's not like that's going to revive his chin. I think that he's completely cooked goods. It's truly sad. He could have literally beat the GOAT, and now he's looking at potential death of his career. I think that this is a Jacoby spot. I'm not looking to play him at minus 200, but the way in which I got value through Underdog Fantasy, that's cool with me. KO is okay, but Jacoby he fights like a fucking bantamweight. He wants to jab, find distance, and leg kick like a fucking child. So, yeah, Factory X guys I'm not really too high on, except Cody Brundage. But Jacoby in this spot, I think that he's gonna win. I wouldn't parlay him though because he's a little chinny himself. But I think that Jacoby touches him up first. And
what about Jacoby decision plus 300?
Plus 300 is a nice price. Plus 300 is a very nice price. I think that's good for a half unit. Yeah, I won't play that myself, but that is a very generous price for a guy that is damn near allergic to knocking people. I know he knocked out Kennedy, but Kennedy is not. Like, let's be fucking for real here.
That was also a very bad stoppage too. Like, he was fine.
So I'm not convinced that Jacoby's going to press the issue here. He's probably going to have a speed advantage. From a technical standpoint, I think he is the better striker too. So win by decision at plus 300 for a guy that fights like a bantamweight at light heavyweight, I'll take that. But I'm not looking to be too invested into this fight because I think it's a weird fight.
Fair.
Definitely fair. All right, main event time. Finally,
let's go. Imavov, he's back. Let's go.
I know, bro. I know. Main event: Jared Cannonier versus Nasruddin Imavov. Jared Cannonier, 40 years old, 5'11", 78 inch reach. Imavov, 28, 6'3", 75 inch reach. He's not an MMA Factory anymore. It says that, but he's at a different camp now. He's at some. I don't know where he's at, but Javi would probably know it's in French, whatever the fuck it is, with BSD.
Yeah, he did some training with BSD. I mean, he's taking his career very seriously, Imavov, in the last 12 months. He's really on the next level now. People don't know that yet, but he's taking it
people know that. I know that, and that's the reason I played Imavov by decision plus 200. I've been hearing everyone say, like, oh my God, it's either going to be Imavov by finish or Jared Cannonier by decision. I think Imavov is going to win a decision, and I think it's going to be plus 200. Like, plus 200 is kind of weird for me because, like, if it is a relatively close fight, I have to assume that Imavov got the grappling work in at some point, and I don't get how decisions plus 200 in a fight that's a pick 'em on a money line. So I don't know. I'm gonna play Imavov in money line at some point. I know I will, but I just haven't played it yet. I haven't had the balls. I'm hoping the line can get down to minus 115 before I do. But I like minus 120 as well. Drop, you go, then Key, and then we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, Imavov's my guy. You know, I've been very profitable with him. He's one of the only guy that I had a 10-unit bet on against Buckley. So yeah, I mean, he's much younger here. He's 28, entering his prime. Cannonier is 40 years old, and he's coming after a pretty bad injury. I think it was a knee surgery. I'm not sure. I think you guys can potentially confirm. But at 40 years old, it's not a good thing. And, you know, it's very bad. And I know he looked phenomenal against Vettori with the volume and everything. But let's not forget, bro, he got cracked bad in that fight in the first round. He got almost finished by fucking Vettori. Who's Vettori hurting like that? Nobody, you know? He's just not a guy that hurt people. And he got hurt 2 times in the first round. He got hurt against Whittaker. He got hurt against, let me just confirm before I'm not saying any shit. So he got hurt twice in round 1 against Vettori. But I'm just trying to check the other fight. Oh, yeah, he got hurt bad against Bronson in round 1, too. It looked like he's getting hurt a lot early in fight these days. So I think he's getting fragile a little bit. Not to say he's chinny, but I think Imavov is going to be way faster than him. And the straight shot down the pipe is going to go right he's going to go right down the pipe with that, with like a laser. He's fucking fast with that. I think Cannonier needs to go with the leg kicks heavy game plan right here. And I think he needs Imavov to get tired round 3, 4, 5 and then take over. But are you going to lay are you going to lay a pick-em on relying on someone getting tired with a 40 years old coming back after a knee surgery? I just don't buy it. I know Cannonier looked good, but so does Imavov. He did look good in his last fight. He's also getting bigger now. He was bigger against Dolidze. He hurt bad Dolidze in the first round. I know Dolidze is not the best fighter, but he's pretty tough and hard to hurt like that. But the difference to me in footwork, movement, and speed is nasty. And then you add the 12 years advantage, you add the knee surgery, you add the speed advantage, like I said, and the durability advantage on Imavov's side, the grappling upside on Imavov's side. So, yeah, man, I like Imavov here. I bet him around and pick him. I think he should be around minus 150. Cannonier is good. Don't get me wrong, and he looks to be on some vitamins and all the vitamins, everything. But yeah. To me, I think Imavov the side here with all the advantages you get. But I think you guys agree with me. I think we're kind of all on the same page here. Not sure, but
vitamins. Key, what do you got?
I don't think that you should be fighting at 40 years old. I think that Imavov is.
Glover Teixeira has a word to say about that, though.
He's fighting light heavyweight slobs. I think the 185. I think Imavov, the speed difference is going to look nuts here, in my opinion. I think that Cannonier, I actually had the over in that fight versus Vettori, so I damn near had a heart attack.
Yeah, I had fight go the distance, bro.
Yeah, I damn near had a heart attack watching that shit, and that was the first card I had launched my premium too. So like that was a huge night for me, and I came home from a concert and saw him damn near get bonked in the first round. I almost lost it. But I think the Cannonier is a good fighter. I think that he's done well with the tools he does have. He's not some guy that has these insane traits or physical abilities. I think that he does hit pretty hard. He's a smart guy. They game plan really fucking well for him at MMA Lab. That's one thing I will say. All of his game plans have looked great. I think that he was just gun shy against Izzy. I think that a lot of people just end up, whenever you're dealing with all those feints, it just freezes you. But outside of that, I mean, his game plans have looked great. He had an all-time performance, in my opinion, his best career performance against Vettori. Coming off a torn MCL, 40 years old, against a guy that was already going to be faster than you. Imavov doesn't finish the way I would like him to. I think that he could finish more if he really pressed the issue, but he's sort of content landing and finding his distance from there. But I think that he's a really smart fighter. Some of the grappling exchanges between him and Delize was really slick. And I think that he's going to be able to do whatever he wants here. I think this is a get right spot for Imavov. I think that it's finally time for him to enter that contention in the middleweight division. I think that this is a fight that really pushes him over into that upper echelon of the division. I got him at minus 115. I think that he's good till minus 150. Imavov by decision is probably the way that this plays out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he KOs him because, I mean, he really is just quick as fuck. And for his size, that's insane, his speed.
Yeah,
so, yeah, Imavov's
too, bro. The footwork, the movement. Yeah, man. I like him a lot. I know people dislike him because of the cardio. Like, he did slow down against Buckley in round 3, but he still won that fight. And, he just rushed to finish. And against Dalize, he kind of rushed to finish in the first round. And then he still go 5 rounds. But Dalize didn't push the same pace that Cannonier is probably going to push on him. But, yeah, overall, I think Imavov should get this done.
All right.
So let's go for the BTL parlay now. What you guys got?
All right. I'm going to do Baeza money line for me.
Ah, fuck, baby. Serious at minus 190?
Yep. We need a fucking winner, okay? We need a fucking winner this week. We haven't won in fucking weeks.
We're going to fucking
You're lucky it's not Brad Katona. It's not Brad Katona, bro.
We're going to parlay Baeza minus 190 because we need a winner. Key, I'm sorry you bet him, but he's going to get knocked out, bro. Key, you go next, bro.
I got Julian Marquez money line.
Okay.
I think that's it. What is that at right now?
Key, I thought you were about to do it. I thought you was gonna do it, but let me put my balls on the table and put Denise Gomez.
Okay.
I was sure you were gonna play a Key, but yeah,
I wasn't gonna do it, but that's okay.
All right, let's go because Peg plays some fucking Baeza minus 190, and then we're gonna win the first 2, and Baeza's gonna shit the bag, and Peg's gonna be like, oh, sorry guys. So yeah, Baeza minus 190, Gomez plus 160, Marquez minus 135, plus 591. Pick winners, like Pegasus said. So yeah, let's get it, guys. I love this card. I think it's a pretty good fight night. I think it's better than the last one with the crowd, everything. A lot of good matchup. You guys know where to find our stuff, so look at him, 446. You can go my dub club. I have a shit ton of bet this card. So Dravy_ on Twitter. You can get all my bets on my dub club. It's linked in my bio. I have bets for PFL Cage Warrior this week. I'm gonna have a couple more bets for this UFC card. That's a massive card for me. So yeah, man, let's get this done, and yeah, you guys can know.
If we keep this going another hour, I could probably catch you guys a fire sunset if you want. But if you're not interested in that, best value in the world, you'll get reverse closing line value, you'll get actual closing line value, you'll get whatever you want. Just join the Telegram.
You're gonna get the winner. Follow Pegasus Pick.
Follow Pegasus Picks on Telegram. It's always free, always will be. Steal from the books and give it to the poor. That's you guys. All right, Key, you go.
Yeah, up 62 units this year. $20 a month. Prize Picks, $100 fantasy, DFS cores, book bets. Got LFA bet coming up. Women's MMA. You know I get juice for that shit. It's showtime. It's a good weekend. Fury FC line's finna drop soon. More women's MMA. It doesn't get no better than this. Full women's MMA weekend. I mean, what more can you ask for? This is like fucking Christmas for my Discord. So it's showtime. We're going to have a big weekend. Hopefully get the 70+ units this week. Let's run it.
All right. We out, guys. Peace out.
Peace.